بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's a fact that we all know that not all professional students graduate with the same cohort, with the same level of skill. We know that physicians, lawyers, dentists, engineers, pilots, when they graduate, even from the same class, they have different levels of skills. And one asks why. They learned from the same teachers, they had the same experience, they went to the same school, yet they have different levels of skill. The answer is that many among them get the fact that their skill has to appear at difficult times and they build towards that objective. So imagine a physician who becomes a surgeon, let's say, and something goes a little bit unusual during an operation. It is that physician who really learned how to deal with those emergencies that will have the best skill. A pilot of an aircraft, if the weather is good, if it is, if the plane is cruising, everything is fine, he or she is like any other pilot. But when the weather becomes bad and when something mechanical goes wrong in the aircraft, that's when the skill of that pilot appears, and so on and so forth. I'm mentioning this because I want to cast that on our iman, on our faith. It is very easy during easy times for us to claim that we have a high degree of iman, high degree of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is during these difficult times when our iman is really tested, when the level of our iman appears. And that is why I want to, reach out to my brothers and sisters who say every day, Ya Allah, إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Oh Allah, we worship none other than you and we seek help from none other than you. You are our source of help. You know what that means? It means that for my brothers and sisters, please, don't get upset with me because, I received many complaints, many worries from people who are saying, we are really worried what will happen to our families, to our paychecks, to our mortgages, even for people who have mortgages. And I'm mentioning it as it is. People are worried. They don't know how they are going to live after COVID-19. And I told them, I said, you know what? You don't have to worry. All you have to do is continue to do your share and leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here I want to share with you a couple of stories, very quick stories. One of them, actually both of them, I share every time I go for Umrah or for Hajj. When I want to explain the purpose behind Sa'i between Safa and Marwa, I tell them the story of Hajar. You know that young woman Hajar, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, the mother of Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Ibrahim brought her and their son and left them in what became Mecca later on. And there was absolutely nothing. Imagine this scenario, that you go to a place and there's absolutely nothing other than rodents, other than insects, other than dangerous animals. You are alone and nothing around you that shows there's food even. So, shortly after that, she started to run out of her provisions. So she became worried that her milk will dry up. So she saw a mountain that later we called a Safa. She went up a Safa hoping that she could find something. She didn't. She saw Al Marwa at a distance. So she ran down and she ran across, going to Al Marwa, hoping that she didn't. She did that 7 times before she looked where her son was and she saw water gushing from there. She thought in the beginning it was a mirage, but it wasn't. She went and she touched the water. It was water. So that was the beginning of Zamzam. So the question that people ask, did God really need to see her suffer before he would give her sustenance, before he would give her the what? The answer, ma'adallah, God forbid. It wasn't that, but God wanted to demonstrate to all of us through her that you do your share, whatever it is, even if you think it's not leading, and you do your share and leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hajar did her share by sa'i, and then Allah gave her the sustenance, the water. Another similar story of another young woman by the name of Maryam, the mother of Isa alayhi salam, when she found herself carrying a baby of her own and she didn't understand where the baby came from, and Jibreel instructed her to shake the trunk of a palm tree, and then dates will fall and she can eat from them, and there was a nearby a rivulet where she can drink. And people wonder, who among the strongest of men, who can shake the palm tree trunk? Nobody can. But God wanted her to do something. But sustenance and provision comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I'm mentioning this, and I want everybody, whether they asked me, whether they emailed me, whether they messaged me, whether they did not do any of that, and they are sitting at home feeling so depressed, getting even to lose their temper on members of their family, please stop that. Don't do that. This is the time when your iman, when your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will surface, when you feel that you are really connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know what? I just want to end this with an emphatic statement from none other than the source, and that is the Quran. In Surah Al-Dhariyat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in 2 consecutive ayat, and please listen to them. Ayah 22, Ayah 23 of Surah Al-Dhariyat. رزقكم في السماء وما توعدون فورب السماء والأرض إنه لحق مثل ما أنكم تنطقون. I don't know how to translate and bring the meaning home. It says, God is talking. He is saying that your provision, your providence, your sustenance, your rizq is not on earth. It is coming from heaven. That is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is where rizq comes, even though you feel that I'm going to my office, I'm doing work, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is providing for you. And then Allah, who does not need to make an oath by anything or to say it in such a way, فَوَرَبِّ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ, by the Lord of the heaven and the earth, إِنَّهُ لَحَقٌّ, that what I'm telling you, that your rizq is coming from Allah, it is a haqq, it's the truth. The same as you find yourself able to talk, this is how true it is. So I just want to end by assuring all of us that after COVID-19, you continue to do your share, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of the rest. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ يَا Allah. We will not seek help from any other source other than you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.